let's take on the next story. You know, to say we are living in interesting times is an understatement. Even the tension between our country and the United States as it remains high, the need to tread softly is canvassed from both ends. A member of the House of Representatives in America, Pramila Jayapal, I hope I got that right, has criticized President Trump's rhetoric on alleged Christian persecution in Nigeria, warning that his threats of military action were dangerous and oversimplify a complex situation. Speaking during a congressional hearing in Washington, D.C., Jayapal said the portrayal of a Christian genocide in Nigeria felt simplistic and failed to account for the country's intersectional diversity. Asuku.
Yes.
So somebody across the seas is seeing what you and I are seeing too.
Yeah, you know, that public hearing was an eye-opener to most of us.
Yeah.
And I think it was also a big shame on our lawmakers at the National Assembly for not bringing up this matter on the floor, either at the House of Rep or the Senate. You know, I know the House of Rep wanted to discuss it, but somebody turned it down. But the thing is, they should have still brought it, you know, for them to discuss. But look at lawmakers across many kilometers discussing Nigeria. Not just for 1 hour, but for hours. They were discussing Nigeria, making debate, even some of them even trying to bring down Nigeria, but some people were there. Part of the lawmakers were there saying no. That Nigeria, we must look at it from the diversity point of Nigeria. Because there are some people who are Muslims and there are some people who are Christians. A family in Nigeria, you can see a Muslim, you can see a Christian, you can see an atheist. You know, then also, not only that, even in terms of even ethnic.
Yeah, you know, I was going to say my country is an amalgamation of many nations, just like the U.S.
Just like in the U.S. You know, so that was what the lawmaker was also trying to push out there, because Riley Moore was all out to see how he can always link it to just Christian genocide, Christian genocide. But you know, the Congresswoman Jayapal was able to tell him that no, look at it from the diversity of Nigeria.
Okay.
And there was also another lady, a Nigerian, who is also in the U.S. there, Oge. She came out and then she brought out everything on how Nigeria looked. In fact, she just gave a picture, graphical picture of how Nigeria looks to the Congress, to the lawmakers. And she did a yeoman's job. Now, this is not just for us to say that she actually painted Nigeria good. She gave the bad side, the good side, and also gave suggestions. And I think that is where the presidency also have to look at our suggestions, because she made a critical point, which is that we do not have ambassadors, which is a major thing. She spoke about our diversity. She even said something about the farmer headers. She spoke about that we shouldn't also look at it that it is just a Christian genocide, that even the Muslims are also being attacked. You know, so if you look at that particular public hearing, it was for us to now sit down and not just say Donald Trump wants to bring somebody, because even one of them, Sarah Jacobs, was out. She was saying, no, Donald Trump should not say he wants to threaten a sovereign nation. Because Nigeria is a sovereign nation, for crying out loud. You can't just say you want to bring boots on the ground. No. But look at the diversity of Nigeria. Look at the issues. The issues now is what we have discussed, which is terrorists. And that terrorist is linked internationally. And that is where we want the support of America.
Again, let's go back to our man, BKO. BKO, you are there. And at this point, I cannot fail to rub in the story of Tim McVeigh. You are familiar with the story, whose terrorist action in America killed more than 160, how many people, including children. You know, nobody's asking if those people were Christians or Muslims.
Well, the scenarios are different. Some people left our country to paint a picture of Christian genocide. You can hardly blame Americans who believe their story.
Okay.
But we have every right as a country, as a people, to show the world that, look, that narrative is pure fiction. No one is saying killings are not happening. But to pin those killings in the north central of our country on religion is absolute nonsense. It's not, you cannot, some of the killings are farmer-header crisis related.
Yeah.
Some of the killings are tit-for-tat killings. You you poisoned my cattle, then I come back to exact revenge.
That's it.
This is what is going on. And some of them are ethnic related. People who had clashes in the past who had not forgiven one another. The Zongo Kataf killings, for example, pitched the Hausa Fulani against the people of Zongo Kataf. So many tit-for-tat killings related to that conflict that happened in the early 90s are still there. So those who do not have sufficient knowledge of our country are the ones who are pinning what is happening strictly on religion. And I'm happy that while some congressmen were trying to damage the integrity of our country and justify Trump's lies against our country, some women stood up to say no. And one of them is Sarah Jacobs, who described Trump's military threat as reckless. To her, pinning this purely on Christian genocide fails to capture the full picture. And she said, President Trump's threat is reckless, and any unilateral military action against Nigeria is illegal. Congress has not authorized force in Nigeria.
Okay.
Then Pramila Jayapal, another female lawmaker.
Oh dear.
Not again. You were building on that story.
Yes. You know. So let me continue from where BKO stopped, so that when once it comes, maybe we'll take another angle. You know, so Japal was also saying something about we're looking at the diversity of Nigeria. You know, while Sarah Jacobs was saying no, you can't just bring boots into Nigeria. It's not possible.
I hear Aman is back. BKO again. We apologize.
So Pamela Jayapal said the portrayal of a Christian persecution in Nigeria felt simplistic and does not account for the country's intersectional diversity.
That's it.
A review of the search and common ground found that in Nigeria's Middle Belt region, religion was not a primary driver of conflict.
Exactly.
She then asked the question, can you tell me under what authority will the U.S. military strike inside of Nigeria? So she wants us to share intelligence, share info, share counter-terrorism strategy with America so that we can solve this problem. She does not believe that force
is the answer.
The way Donald Trump wants to use it is the solution. Help Nigeria to solve this problem. Assist our military. You have the capacity to assist our military. Assist our military. Share intelligence. Let us get to the root of this matter. The solution is not to say, oh, these killings is only the Christians that are being killed. No. It depends on where the attack is taking place. Where an attack takes place in the heart of the Northeast, for example, you cannot say is a lot of the people killed there, more than 90% of the victims of Boko Haram's killings in the Northeast are
Muslims,
But we are not even interested in determining whether this is Christian, this is Muslim. Violence against our people in Nigeria, we condemn. We want global assistance to help us defeat terrorism, to help us defeat banditry. We are not interested in trying to balkanize our people, trying to show that, it is the Christians that are the biggest victim, or it is the Muslims that are the biggest victim. Nigerians who are doing that are not doing the right thing. They should realize that we have to put our hands together and solve the problem, not try to show that, oh, it is the Muslims that are suffering the most, or it is the Christians that are suffering the most. All of the victims are Nigerians. Let Nigeria be able to defeat banditry, defeat terrorism, and everyone will be happy. Nobody will talk about gender. Nobody will talk about religion. So this is the situation.
Biko, even in your voice, I can notice the depression. You know, we are living in very crazy times, very interesting times.
No, definitely, and just like Biko said, you know, some people are out there, you know, bringing down
the marketing my country,
marketing their own country,
and to what avail? What do they want to achieve?
You know, because if you know what they want to you just be amazed. Because even on that particular day, you have some people who are even saying things that when once you hear them, you know that they don't even know where Nigeria is on the map.
Oh yeah.
They just know that there's a country called Nigeria because they've told them about Nigeria and what it is. You know, because there are Christians in Nigeria who went to church today, just like I did, and I prayed to God for Nigeria.
Listen, the girls, the over 20 girls who were
do you know that even one of them who sat at that panel went on social media, tweeted that the Kebbi students, you know, we are all Christians.
How can somebody in his right senses say that?
That is what he tweeted.
The fellow talk about the names released by the state government.
So that is it. So some of them don't even know anything that is concerning to Nigeria. But I was so happy that at least the likes of Sarah Jacobs and Pramila Jayapal were able to even, you know, school them a bit about the country called Nigeria, you know, and the diversity that is in Nigeria. We just like Biko said, we just have to be united. This terrorism, this insecurity is not a one-man thing. It is for all of us to come together, and nobody should divide us. We know where these things are coming from. We'll deal with it.
Yeah, Asokwa, even the United States is still dealing with terror situations.
There is I'm not sure there's any country that is not dealing with, you know, with terrorism. You know, Nigeria is just peculiar because of where we sit. The Sahel region is bedeviled by all kinds of terrorists, you know. So that is where we need the support of the American government, you know, in terms of intelligence gathering, in terms of technology, because we know they have it. So all they need to do is, okay, fine, for us to stop these terrorists from gaining entry into Nigeria, but we can help you out in terms of this.
Do you recall that the same President Trump, when he came first time, he helped us.
Yes, with Tucano
jets.
Yes, exactly.
To do what?
So that is it. So it is not
he understands what we are dealing with.
It is not just about, you know, just like the congresswoman said, because using the word "I'll be gone a-blazing" on a sovereign nation, it was just so condescending, you know, and that is where she was. That was what she was saying. You can't use that. And then there are some things you are saying, you now go on social media, the true social, and then you put it there, and everybody, you know.
And again, Nigerians on the inside here, we must be wary. What you see on the social media is not really the news.
Definitely. You know,
enemies of state, you know, so, enemies of this country are busy.
Nigeria is a peculiar country. It's a great country. And we are not just the giant of Africa by mouth, but if you go outside Nigeria and see the things that Nigerians are doing,
Asuko,
you'll be amazed.
Let's go back to our man for his closing thoughts. BKO, time is the master. So how do you take this home now?
Yeah, the National Security Advisor, the National Security Advisor led a team to the U.S. to engage United States officials on this matter, to show them the progress we are making in our counterterrorism efforts, to show them arrests being made, convictions being made, terrorists being sent to the America and all that, to counter the lying propaganda that government is even complicit in these killings. That's what they are even saying. Some of them are saying that the government is even promoting these killings. How can somebody give the impression that Bola Tinubu married to a redeemed church pastor will be promoting the killing of Christians? These people, they need to take it easy now. It's not everything that you should say or promote. These lies are overwhelming. Now they've gone there to at least show to these people that, look, it's not everything you read about Nigeria that is true. That is true, yeah. Efforts have been made. We know that you don't believe us, but we are making efforts. These are the facts, you know, so that at least reason will prevail, because some of the things that they were saying about my country, I was watching there and I was wondering, is it really Nigeria that these people are debating on? Because it looks so surreal, the kind of things that they were saying, so unreal. But at least in the middle of it all, some people still didn't lose their heads. Some people were saying, look, let's take things easy, let's be calm. There's killings are happening on the side of Muslims, on the side of Christians. Let's not make it look like every killing in our country, the victim must be Christian. No, Nigeria is split into two along religious lines. We are almost 50% of Christians and of Muslims. So you cannot say that a government policy of persecution of Christians exists in our country. No. You cannot say that. And isolated occurrences. Because you cannot even sit on that and use that to argue that, our country it is the worst place for the Christians to live in. Because somebody said that 89%, one of them said 89% of killings of Christians in the world is in Nigeria. Another one said that Nigeria is the worst place for Christians to live in. This is not true.
BK, let's apply the brakes here, but not before thanking you for your intervention. Thank you. Enjoy your time. Yeah. And safe trip back. Safe trip back to town.
Thank you.
Okay then, folks, that will just about do it for the program today. Join us tomorrow for the regular episode of Journalist Hangout at 5 p.m. But you may watch a repeat broadcast of this episode later tonight at 11:30. We are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. And so on behalf of Asukwa.
Thank you for having me.
Asukwa James, I greet you. And the Backroom Boys, this is yours sincerely, Citizen Jones Hussein, saying bye-bye now. Take care.